Hello, everybody. Jess Lohse, SBCA, Structural Building Components Association of the Weekly Update. I'm going to go quick today because I got a lot to cover. First, our Euro trip. We are in the final stages of planning that. Our deadline, so we know how many people are going to be there, is coming up on Friday. So if you're kicking the tires thinking about it, go ahead and reach out if you have any questions. If not, sign up. We've got, I think, 6 or 7 right now. I'm going to be going with it. It sounds like a tremendous opportunity. Talked with Steve Schrader from Hyundai earlier this week as far as what the Germany tour looks like. Sounds like we might have an opportunity to do some cool stuff in addition, outside of just the component-oriented stuff. He said maybe a castle, and then others that want to spend some more time there. I think the Mercedes factory is going to be nearby, as well as he mentioned something about Porsche. So if that gets you over the hump, feel free to reach out and we can talk about that. Also looking forward to our time in Denmark and then also in the UK as well on that tour. Details are on the website. Beyond that, Innovative Housing Showcase coming up June 7th through the 11th. We are looking for a forever home for our structure that we're going to build. So it's one of those things of, yes, we create it, we build it, then we tear it down, and we ship it somewhere. But what is it going to end up being? That's one of the processes that we're trying to check off right now. So if you have any ideas, any individuals or organizations or whomever, whatever in that kind of that DC larger region of the country, let us know. We would love to hear from you about that. So we want to make sure that it goes to somewhere that is going to have a useful life beyond just the structure that we're building for the few days on the mall. Beyond that, we're going to be working with NHB to plan kind of a legislative meeting in conjunction with what they are doing. I think that's going to open a lot of doors to the congressmen, congresswomen, senators than what we've been able to do in the past. So we're kicking that idea around. If you're at all interested in showing up in DC, I think it's going to be June 12th. That week anyway. Let us know, our staff know, and we will start working with NHB to get some of those things organized. Sounds like they were very welcoming and accommodating to our idea with it. So good work to Sean on fixing that up. Looking forward to having a little bit more of the legislative activity that we've had in years past, but kind of going forward with that. All right, OQMs, March 26th, 27th. Registration's open. It's going to be great. Going to be a lot more education based. We're going to do some roundtables. We're going to have actually a speaker, Ali Wolf from Zonda is going to be there with an economic update. What better than March to understand kind of what's going on? We paired that because it's about 6 months since BCMC. So kind of that mid-year, kind of an off-cycle update to where our members can understand what's going to be happening with housing throughout the country. So Ali is great on, she just presents the material in such a way that I can at least understand it. It's really nice to have her there. So we're looking forward to that, as well as some of the other educational opportunities going on. Fort Worth, we're also going to be trying to bring in some framers there. The Texas framers have a pretty good, strong contingent. So we're going to be doing some activities for them as well. Beyond that, NFC golf tournament, talking about them, that meeting and golf tournament is going to be in Ellicott City, Maryland, where we've had it for the last several years. April 29th and 30th. 30 is the golf. I think 29th is the meeting. So if you're at all interested there, I know I was talking with Jerry Bulgarius earlier this week. I'm going to try to get him there. He wants to get a little bit more involved with NFC, but great to talk with Jerry, as well as many other CMs throughout the week. Beyond that, IBS is coming up. There's several reasons why that's important. SBCA has been working with NHB to help componentize the construction performance zone. So throughout the hall, they have kind of areas for education. One of them, they call it construction performance zone. Going to be a lot of building science things going on, but they saw what we did at the Innovative Housing Showcase last year, and they're like, hey, can we do that at IBS? And I'm like, of course. So we're going to be bringing in panels for the floors. We're going to be showcasing some different things as far as just what components are doing. It'll act as a stage for a lot of their presentations. I know Chris Tachi from our NFC, as well as probably the world's most interesting man title, that if you've followed him at all on LinkedIn, he has got a lot of things going on, but he's going to be there talking about components, as well as some of the other sponsors and stuff from our industry. So that's going to be a great reason to attend and to look for while you're there. Beyond that, Building Systems Council, we're going to be doing some presentations in there. Sean is leading one. I think I'm doing kind of a Q&A with Chris. And there's some pretty interesting things there in the Building Systems Council, learning about how others are using systems approaches to building and how we can kind of work with them and, again, piggyback and kind of lead the way in some areas for builders using more systems, including component systems in their products or in their buildings. Beyond that, everything from NHB. And now to digital QC, a few things there. Really want to drive home the point on the corrective action. Like when you find something that is non-conforming, you've got to correct it. Digital QC has a way to report that. We're seeing that tick up for, obviously anything that is a non-conformance, we want to have 100% response rate on that. So if your users, remind them of that they need to, when they find an error, they need to mention how they correct it. So doing that. Beyond that, we're working with MyTech Canada on a Canadian file to where we can allow digital QC to be used in Canada. We've had a lot of interest in that. Any Canadian CMs that might see this or hear about it, feel free to reach out. We are getting closer. We're working on it really hard. Our staff, Molly's been doing a great job there. Need just kind of get over that final hurdle. As far as Alpine customers in Canada, we might have to twist some arms from Alpine to get them to get us that file. But it's one of those that we've got people talking about it, reaching out. Some other QC issues in Canada we're working on, which I think longer term is probably going to put us in a pretty good position to help those manufacturers, as well as we always have a focus on QC here in the US and things that we got going with our QC committee. We'll be talking about that here coming up. Beyond that, staff updates. Ashley Baker, our new director of education, she started this Monday, so it's great to have her on board. It's been a lengthy process, and we went through it long, just making sure we're doing it the right way. So we will be introducing her and see some updates on that. But we're kind of just letting her get her feet wet right now and understanding how SBCA works, both internally at our staff, but then kind of the broader sense. And similarly, Nikki Helton is going to be my new executive assistant. So welcome to Nikki. If you have any reasons to reach out to me, she's going to be great first contact. Christine is going to be moving into another role, as is Sean here. I'll talk about that more next week. That's exciting. It's been one of those things, weeks and months in planning and just setting everything up. I think we're finally there to start talking about it and seeing some new things, new work, and some new ideas coming out of SBCA. Beyond that, Zali Zanatelli, her work anniversary is today, 3 years that she's been with SBCA, and then her birthday is going to be next week. And Stephen had a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to both of them. And until then, peaks up, press on. We'll talk to you later. I went over, but a lot to talk about, and look forward to hearing from everybody throughout the week. We'll talk to you next week.